Hello and welcome to the new session of economics. Today we are going to start the second chapter from Indian economic development, that is Indian economy from 1950 to 1990. We are basically going to see about Indian economy during these 40 years from 1950 to 1990. We are going to see what changes took place in our economy in different sectors, may it be agricultural sector or industrial sector or service sector, etc. etc. So let's start with the introduction, everyone. The first chapter that we have done was about the state of Indian economy on the eve of independence, wherein we have seen that in all the sectors we were backward and stagnant. In agricultural sector, in industrial sector, foreign trade, may it be a demographic situation or an occupational structure. We have seen in almost all the sectors we were actually backward and stagnant. Now in this chapter we are going to see what changes took place in all these sectors in these 40 years, that is from 1950 to 1990. Now, after the independence, that is 15th August 1947, the first question before the nation was this: to have which type of economic system which will be more suitable for our nation. See, actually there are two types of economic system, that is capitalist and socialist. Capitalism or socialism. Capitalism economic system is a system wherein the things are in the hands of private sector. Private sector decides what goods are to be produced, and they decide it on the basis of the demand and supply. The second economic system is a socialist economy, wherein the things are in the hands of government. So government decides all the things, which type of goods to be produced, in what quantity the goods should be produced. And actually when the things are in the hands of the government thinks of producing those goods which are better from the viewpoint of welfare of the people. Now, after independence, Jawaharlal Nehru and many other leaders and thinkers of the newly independent country choose an alternative of these two economic systems, something different from these two systems. They thought of having something different because the capitalist economy and the socialist economy were having their own drawbacks. So the leaders of independent country, the thinkers, the scholars, they need to have some different alternative other than the capitalist and socialist economy. So in this view, India adopted mixed economy, wherein the things will be working as a combination of capitalist and socialist. So in this view, India would be a socialist society with strong public sector, but also private sector will also operate, which means India decided to go for mixed economy, wherein few features of capitalist economy and few features of socialist economy would work together. In short, private sector and public sector will work hand in hand. So this thing was decided after the independence. Now, the government would plan for the economy, increasing the private sector to participate in the growth process. Now, what the government decides in this mixed economy, what the Indian economy decided? They decided that private sector also will participate in the growth process of the country. Not only the things will be in the hands of the government, but private sector too will participate for the growth of the country. So this is somewhat the introduction, that after independence, which economic system we actually decided for. So that is mixed economy we decided. Now let's talk about economic system. What is economic system? Economic system refers to a system which solves the central problem of an economy. In class 11, we have discussed in detail about the central problems of an economy. Now, one thing should be very clear. Why does economic problem arises? Economic problem arises due to scarcity of resources. See, कोई भी country के पास अगर resource scarce नहीं है, they have abundant resources, then the central problem would never arise. But it is never so. Any country in the world has scarce resource. No country in the world says that they have abundant resource, they are rich in all the resources. It may happen that they are good at some resources, but some resources might be lacking. So there is always scarcity of the resource. It is because of the scarcity of resources the central problem arises. Now let's see what are the central problems. First, what to produce and how much. Now here actually the country needs to decide what type of goods to be produced and in what quantity the goods needs to be produced. What type of goods in the sense whether they need to go for capital goods or consumer goods, or they need to go for wartime goods or peacetime goods, and in what quantity they need to produce, that also is to be decided. That is the first central problem. Second central problem is how to produce. See, for producing any commodity there are two different types of techniques. One is labor intensive, the other is capital intensive. So here the country needs to decide whether they need to go for labor intensive or capital intensive. And the last central problem is for whom to produce. That is, they need to decide how the distribution of the goods would take place, whether the distribution will be for the consumers or it would be amongst the factor of production. So these are the three central problems for every country: what to produce and how much, how to produce, and for whom to produce. So we have seen in our introduction portion that we decided to go for mixed economy other than the capitalist and socialist, and here in this slide we have seen what are the central problems. Now let's go for the solutions for the central problems. Let's talk first about capitalist economy. अगर capitalist economy है तो वो इन central problems का solution कैसे करती है, that we are going to see here. Capitalist economy wherein the things are in the hands of private sector. Here production are owned and controlled by the private sector and those goods are produced that are in demand. Here it means the production is in the hands of private sector only, and the private sector would go for that product which is in demand. They will never be thinking about the welfare of the country. Say for example, if a country needs one particular product and that product is for poor people, and it is very necessary, but may happen it is such as in the private sector or in capitalist economy they won't be going for that product because they do not earn profit from that product. So here the things are in the hands of private sector and they would be going for that product only which is in demand. It means where they see profit they are going to go for that product. Now in this economy, see अब central problems जो तीन हैं वो कैसे solve होंगे, that we are going to see here. So here as you know there are two market forces, demand and supply. These two market forces, demand and supply, will solve the central problems of what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. For example, if in capitalist economy car is in demand, then car would be produced, or if bicycle is in demand, then bicycle would be produced. So what will be produced? The thing which is in demand, that would be produced. So that is the solution for the first question, first central problem, what to produce. The next is how to produce. See, there are two techniques we have seen, labor intensive and capital intensive. Now in capitalist economy, if labor is cheaper, then labor would be considered as the method to go for the production, whereas if capital is found in abundance, then technology or capital intensive method will be used. So that is how to produce. In this economy, goods are distributed among the consumers. Here the goods are produced for the consumer, and goods will be distributed among consumer, but on the basis of their purchasing power. See, the goods are in demand, so they are going to go for that product, they are going to produce that product, but it should be on the basis of their purchasing power also. Purchasing power here means the money. Okay, say for example, if the consumer are as such who are having more or good purchasing power, accordingly the product will be produced in the capitalist economy. Now, how the things are going to work for the socialist economy, or if socialist economy is there in any country, how they are going to solve the central problem that we are going to see here. As in the capitalist economy, the things were in the hands of producers. Here in socialist economy, the things are in the hands of the government. It is the government who decides that which goods will be produced, in what quantity the goods will be produced, and how they are going to decide. They are going to decide on the basis of needs of the society. As in the capitalist economy, they decide to go for that product on the basis of market forces, demand and supply. Here the government is going to decide that what goods will be produced, keeping in view the needs of the society. Now it is assumed here that government knows what is good for the people, and not the size of the consumer are given much importance. So here it is assumed that government knows everything. Government knows what type of product they need to go for and what quantity. It is assumed that government knows everything, and government will decide the things for the society. In this society, or here, the government decides what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Now, goods will be produced for the consumer, but goods will be distributed among the consumer on the basis of their need, not on the basis of their purchasing power, as was in the case of capitalist economy. See, what happens in the capitalist economy? Goods will be distributed among the consumers, but on the basis of their purchasing power. Here, in socialist economy, goods will be distributed among the consumers, that's fine, but on the basis of their needs, not on the basis of their purchasing power. Now, the last economy, that is mixed economy, wherein we can see the combination of capitalist and socialist, both are working together. The features of both the economy we can see here. Okay, so let's start how the central problems will be solved in the mixed economy, actually, which is the economy for our country. Now in here, the government and the market together answers the three questions. See, actually for the capitalist economy, the market force, demand and supply work to find the solution. In socialist economy, the government decides everything. In mixed economy, the government and the market together will work and will try to sort out the solutions or find out the solutions for the central problems. In a mixed economy, the market will the market forces demand and supply, wherein the things are in the hands of the private sector. The second point once again, in a mixed economy, the government will provide those goods and services it produces. Once again, in a mixed economy, the market will provide those goods and services it can produce well. So private sector would go for those products in which they are more effective and efficient. So they would be going for that product which they can manufacture at a cheaper rate, say, or effectively they can manufacture that product, and the rest of the product will be taken care by the government. And here the government will provide essential goods and services which market fails to do so. अगर कोई एक प्रोडक्ट में प्राइवेट सेक्टर नहीं आ सकता है, तो उस प्रोडक्ट के लिए या उस सर्विस के लिए द गवर्नमेंट विल बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ. So here both the sectors are working together, that is government and the private sector. First of all, the private sector would go for those product or services in which they are better, and in those sectors where they cannot work properly, or where they are not good or cannot function properly, in those sectors the government will operate. So we have seen here the three different types of economy. And we have also seen the central problems which every country is facing, and we've also seen that how the countries will be solving the central problem depending on the economy they have. In India, we have mixed economy, so the private sector and the government will work together to solve the central problem. Thank you. Hope you have now clear with the three different types of economy and how the problems will be solved in the different types of economy.